Here's the church. Here's the steeple.
Yeah. Oh, this little thing?
Yeah. Something's happening.
An old tap dancer taught me that in Boston once. Hello.
Hi, John. Could you take your organ out for me?
Right.
I am
Please.
modeling the Jesus T-shirt, the wildly popular Jesus T-shirt, in honor of John Fugelsang being in studio here with us.
It looks great. The only way that shirt looks better is if you're standing next to Al Pacino. Because there's an iconic picture of that one. Yeah.
I did.
We sold that shirt out the last LA show for Sexy Liberal.
Yay.
Hi.
Go get it at johnfugelsang.com. I turned myself into a human billboard for you, John Fugelsang.
Oh,
also, don't tell Jen Kirkman, but I made you coffee.
Yes, okay. I'll tell when I go home and...
Yeah.
Okay.
I've accepted my role in Handmaid's Tale. I only make coffee for the men folk.
I like the pedicure too, Steph. This is a nice new you.
Thank you.
The domestic you is really lovely.
By the way, can I just say, John Fugelsang is here because he brings us wisdom. Like Confucius say, he who alphabetizes cinnamon next to chili flakes on a spice rack shouldn't make smoothies for the family until fully awake.
It's just little things that I've learned. Being a man in the kitchen. Being a man in the kitchen, I've like anyone who keeps oregano and catnip and weed in the same drawer, deserves whatever happens to them. That's like the little things I've learned.
Cat.
I know that you have said previously you've touched the feces of like 3 species by, I don't know what time in the morning, but dogs, cats, and a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
On a good day, I would touch the feces of 3 different species. Yes. That's what love looks like.
You know what love looks like? Me scraping poo off of Crystal Boy's sneaker out at the curb. I don't know if you saw that. I did.
You might want to check the walkway out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Because,
well, you did.
Well, yes, because I felt like when I walked in, opened the gate and walked in.
Yeah, you felt a little something.
Well, I thought
one of those soft, soggy leaves.
Well, like I thought I kicked like a clump of leaves or something.
Oh,
it turns out it probably
turns out it was not.
I thought I stepped into a pile of dog poo and dirty leaves, but it was John Eastman's legal career, actually.
That is out here in California.
Yeah.
John, we were just talking about the roadkill in Donald Trump's wake. Why people sacrifice their entire lives and reputations. So John Eastman about to be disbarred.
That's right.
Bill Barr and John Durham. I just talked to Glenn Kirshner. I don't know what the consequences should be, but it seems like there should be some.
I know.
For whatever it is, layers of illegality and obstruction they committed.
Well, just remember one little thing, children. On a spiritual level, the karma is already in play, and karma plays a long game. Because I don't think Trump's ever going to jail. But like Durham, I think his legacy will be that he's going to be known for ending his career by doing nothing, by pretty much just taking taxpayer dollars to create content for Fox News. That's all the GOP are. They're content providers for Tucker Carlson.
Every story, pardon the expression, Russian nesting dolls of Donald Trump's crimes that we didn't. This one we like to call Scuzzy. The Italians are like, no, we don't have any evidence of Trump-Russia wrongdoing.
But you know what we do have.
Yes, but wait, Scuzzy.
As I've said many times.
This is another layer of that we know he's committed financial crimes, but we didn't know about these specific ones.
Yeah.
The Italians.
Again, Bill Barr has covered up more crap than cat litter. Okay? That's what he will go down in history for. That and the sweet lovemaking he had with Bill Maher the other night on HBO.
Oh,
boy,
God.
Right by the fire. I hope it was good for both of them.
I don't watch anymore. I can't. Okay. I don't know if, speaking of who, Kevin McCarthy.
Who? Oh,
He's
the former
Mr.
future
Kevy,
speaker.
Mr. Kevy, the Congress poo. According to Adam Kinzinger, who called him a piece of... Which I think is, Brooklyn Dad tweets, fun fact, only 19% of voters approve of Kevin McCarthy. And 60...
Kevin's a piece of... And let's just be honest about this. But
I love that then he said, I don't say it to be mean. He's just a piece of...
He just is.
Well, please don't say it to be mean, because right now is as good as it's ever going to get for Kevin McCarthy.
True.
It will never be better than it is right now.
In this poll, 67% disapprove of the job being done by the House GOP. I mean,
Wow, that high?
How do people not see this coming, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to continue, and it's going to... Look, for 2 years, Democrats are going to have time to get their ducks in a row, get the new leadership team in order, let the GOP be a constant source of chaos and rank effery, and by that time, you're going to have a great chance to have, the comparison. What Biden can do with 24 Democratic seats vulnerable, what Biden can do is what he does best as a campaigner, which is to say, this is what I stand for, this is what the other guy stands for, and Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis are making that really easy.
Yep.
They're fighting over Trump. I want that noted.
I only have Trump toys in
Yeah,
here for them
they're
to
fighting
buy.
over Trump.
Yeah.
Get some DeSantis toys,
aren't
kids.
we all? Aren't we all? As John mentioned, 2 years after penning the infamous coup memo, The California bar is recommending John Eastman be disbarred. There are 11 disciplinary counts. One count is failure to support the Constitution and laws of the United States. That seems important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 2 counts of seeking to mislead a court, 6 counts of moral turpitude, misrepresentation, 2 counts of simply moral turpitude. John, you're my personal comedy Jesus. What does turpitude cover? Could you take out your organ?
Turpitude?
What?
It's a good word, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Turpitude's a good word.
Yeah. What does that?
What does turpitude cover?
What does moral turpitude cover?
I'm glad you asked, because I wrote a dissertation on turpitude one time. I actually had a major in turpitude with a minor in applied sloth at
You
NYU.
did?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I turpitude and vice were actually my double major. John Eastman is experiencing something called consequences for your actions. This is something that more and more people who signed on for Donald Trump need to experience, but they won't. All those corporations that said they would never donate to candidates who voted, to politicians who voted to throw out the votes of the American people, they've all gone back on it. They're all donating to them again. I mean, this is what it looks like. This is democracy breaking down, and more than half of us are fighting for it.
Karen in Chicago, I know that you're probably offended, shy flower that you are, by John Fugelsang's organ being out, but here you are.
Oh, my.
In the front row
Yes,
of a sexy liberal.
I had to unspool it.
Yeah.
My goodness, really.
Well, it's early still.
And twice on a Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So what I want to say is, we're talking about Bill Barr and his, how many people were willing to sacrifice their reputations and their legacies. The fact of the matter is, what was Bill Barr's legacy or reputation?
Exactly.
He was sold to us as an institution.
Captain Cover-Up. That was his name for Iran-Contra.
For Iran-Contra.
Absolutely.
Still the biggest scandal of my life until the Iraq War.
Exactly. So we need to stop doing that. And, I think, here's the thing. When Glenn Kirshner's on, I just wish that he was AG or somebody like him was AG. Because the problem is what we're seeing is white, rich, well-connected, powerful men, conservative men, getting away with their criminality, their corruption, their unethical behavior, whatever you want to call it. If we do not have accountability, that depresses the vote. I'm sorry, but every time I used to speak to people and tell them the importance of getting registered, getting out there, getting your friends out there to vote, the reason that they always gave that they didn't is the system is broken. It's not, no matter who's in.
Yep.
We're not, we're going to watch this corruption continue. We're going to watch people.
As we always say, even those of us who marinate in this for a living, it is almost shocking the layers of criminality that get unveiled every single day. Right? I mean, this New York Times story, the McGonagall story, who, by the way, was not in Cats. I was incorrect, and it is an actual character in Harry Potter, which I don't do.
Maggie Smith is his grandma.
Yeah, sorry.
The McGonagall story is great.
McCavity is different. Is he also going to be implicated in something? Maybe he's implicated in the Italian financial crimes.
Maybe.
Scusi.
Yeah, I mean, it really is imperative, and I mean, the way we have a healthy democracy in a healthy country where people feel good about engaging and taking part in the process is when we hold everybody accountable.
They don't want democracy.
Held accountable.
They don't want a healthy democracy. They want rulers. They want authoritarianism. They're not conservatives. They are fascists.
Yeah.
And, what we saw with Barr, it was another cover-up. But again, they don't have accountability for people in power.
It was 2 cover-ups of other crimes we didn't even know about.
But no one went to jail for Iran-Contra. We were selling.
Well, that's where I said
selling weapons to the Iranians who killed our Marines. No one went to jail.
This started with Nixon. Why do we let Republican administrations just get away with
the
crimes?
Iraq War?
The
Iraq War.
We collided getting to that.
Wow.
Yes, and again,
dude, I'm still mad about it.
They weaponize our goodness, right? So, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I love President Obama. But when we let war criminals get away with war crimes, this is part of the reason why we're here. I mean, it has to stop. We have got to be clear-eyed about this. And when we have demographics changing and more young people, somebody was talking about Joy Reid said something, regarding wokeness. It's like they had no problem when it was black people who were saying stay woke, right? Mm-hmm. It's because of white young white liberals
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
are woke.
Doesn't it make
right?
you want
that are going
to?
to start?
Doesn't it make you want to come onto my personal comedy, Jesus? Don't you want to cling
Oh,
to him
stop
like a
it!
shirtless man on a romance novel
Woke-
cover?
Woke used to mean something that was not racist, and now woke is how you can tell someone is racist.
Yeah. Well, also, Travis, what story is that? That's what they're literally, some right-wing douchebag is saying what they want to cut from the budget is wokeness.
Yes,
I-
wokeness.
How do you, is there
budgeted
a
is
mathematical...
wokeness?
I was doing a show I was doing a show upstate New York the other night, across the river from West Point.
Yes.
And they just announced that West Point is removing the statue of Robert E. Lee and other Confederate memorabilia because they were white supremacist traitors who broke their oath and took up arms against the country. And Twitter was filled with people talking about woke West Point. Woke literally means anti-racism, and anyone who's complaining about wokeness is someone who's mad at all this Just replace the word wokeness, like we used to play.
You know who was super woke? Jesus.
Completely.
I out
But
Jesus you.
We used to play the game, replace the word politically correct with respect.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these respect being shoved down my throat. I don't want to have all these people with their respect do the same thing with anti-racism and wokeness, and you'll know exactly where these people are. Again, these are the people more upset by Colin Kaepernick's knee than Derek Chauvin's. We are in the golden age of crappy white people who aren't angry at racism. They're angry at the protests. So you look at Memphis, and you see that those 5 cops who allegedly murdered that poor man are all black. Where are the Back the Blue creeps?
Yeah.
Where are if he should have just complied?
Yeah.
Where are the Blue Lives Matter people right now? You don't hear a peep out of any of them because it was 5 black cops.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Dave in Minneapolis, what are the chances? John and I both have Jesus on our shirts. His organ is out. The official gay preacher of the Stephanie Miller Show, like a moth to flame, has arrived.
Well, as soon as I heard John was going to be on the show and there was going to be organ music, I had to call in immediately.
Yes, my organ makes beautiful music.
Yes.
Look at that. I can do that.
Okay.
I learned how to do that in Singapore.
It's a pipe organ.
Put that away. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
And your resume shows
It wasn't a pipe organ when we started, Travis.
And here come the ping pong balls.
Okay, kids.
That's a different show.
Oh,
Kids,
okay.
That's on the happy hour.
I'm an innocent.
I'm doing that later at Paula
57-year-old
Poundstone's
man.
ping pong party.
I see. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Poor
Anyway,
man's been
let's
trying to
just
make
say,
1 point.
Dave, we're
Sorry,
sorry.
Dave.
For God's sake.
I am. So here's the deal. I think that these evangelical right-wing crazies who are all about getting into our bedrooms and what we do sexually, and you name it, as far as everything has to do with behavior that's around sex, because they have such an obsession with it.
Yes.
Why don't they focus on what's going on at the upper levels? You want
Yes,
to talk
it's true.
about sin? You want to
Dave,
talk
I
about
apologize.
corruption?
You are
wanna
making
talk about-
very good points.
No,
and
no, I
the
wanna hear his
maturity level in this. Stop
No.
doing ping pong
I'm
balls
not
coming
doing
out of vaginas.
anything,
I'm going to
please.
do that later at
What
Paula
do you mean
Poundstone's.
when you say talking about sin at the upper levels? Because that now you've got me leaning in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the corruption is up there. The rot usually starts at the root, not this time. It's starting way at the top, and it's
Hunter
running
Biden, you mean,
downhill.
right? Hunter Biden. When
Yeah,
you talk
exactly.
about rot at the
Yeah,
top.
Hunter
Yeah.
Biden
Exactly.
is the essence, the icon of evil. Of course he
Oh
is.
my
He
God!
and
All
his-
right, Dave, we are running long. We love you. Okay, everyone, our regulars know this is like coming in mid-food fight at Thanksgiving
Yeah.
to your family. It's like walking into a spitball war in a
That's
classroom. You just
We're not fighting. We're discussing.
If you call in now, you're asking for this.
Yeah.
Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. I hope you'll join me on my new audio podcast, Justice Matters. I'll be using my 30 years as a federal prosecutor and Army JAG to unpack, break down, and explain the legal issues of the day, particularly where the legal intersects with the political. Please look for Justice Matters with Glenn Kirshner wherever you generally get your podcasts.